Mississippi that's going to be crossing the state line, passing into Sumter County. This is a possible tornado that's going to be skirting the county line between Pickens and Greene counties, basically moving right up the Sipsey River toward Benevola and western Tuscaloosa County. And one of these could perhaps make a run at downtown Tuscaloosa if it continues.
We have a new tornado warning for Cullman County. Again, for Cullman County. This is for eastern Cullman County. We have a storm right over Holly Pond that could be producing a tornado. We saw pictures just a few minutes ago of a tornado that passed just north of Holly Pond. So if you're in Holly Pond, take cover immediately. National Weather Service in Huntsville has indicated that a rotating thunderstorm over eastern Cullman County, situated near Berlin, tracking northeast, will likely affect Holly Pond, Birdsong, Fairview, Bayleton, same spots over and over, up toward Thrasher's Crossroads and up to Arab. So it may even, if it can drift a little bit to the east, it might even clip places like Strawberry in northern Blount County. So if you are near Strawberry on Highway 231, you need to be in a safe place immediately. But Union Grove, Rough Edge, Holly Pond, again, in Holly Pond, Pleasant View Baptist Church has opened as a shelter. That basement is open. That'd be a good place to be for the rest of today if you have to, because we're going to continue to see these things roll through this part of Cullman County. Again, that's the look from the Huntsville radar, or the Columbus radar. This is going to be a better look from the high top radar, and there we down to the weak echo region.
All right, this is a new tornado warning, and this one is going to be for parts of Fayette, Pickens, Tuscaloosa, and Walker for the tornado near Reform. The Weather Service is calling this a large and extremely dangerous tornado. And what the Weather Service is doing, and again, this is the storm with this new warning. It's moving up in this direction. This will not impact the city of Tuscaloosa or Northport. This will be clipping far northern Tuscaloosa County. It will be south of Fayette. This will pass between Northport and Fayette, moving up in this direction. And again, if it continues on that track, it could wind up affecting places like Oakman and Jasper and Cordova. These places were absolutely raked by severe weather this morning. There is power out across a large part of Fayette and Walker counties. The warning for Fayette County includes a little sliver here, but the bottom line is, if you know anybody near Newtonville, New Lexington, Moores Bridge, Oakman, call them on the phone and tell them that there's a tornado and they need to go to a safe place. So that is a new tornado warning for this storm that is moving up in the direction of North Tuscaloosa, extreme South Fayette, in the western part of Walker counties. And again, that thing is very well wrapped up, and that's going to continue moving northeast. This will pass north of the city of Tuscaloosa and north of the city of Northport, again moving up through northern Tuscaloosa County. But again, it is a clear heads up, and you can see the circulation is really just northeast of Reform, moving northeast about like that. Okay, so this is Tuscaloosa County, this is Pickens County, that's Fayette County up and through here, and there's your bounded weak echo region right there. That is a violent tornado based on Weather Service reports. They've got people watching this thing, and that is continuing to move up to the northeast. This is Moores Bridge in Tuscaloosa County along Highway 171. Right here, that's Alabama 159 that goes out of Gordo back up towards Fayette. Nobody should be on Highway 159 or 171 over the course of the next 15 minutes, and ultimately US 43 is going to cross all three of those highways. But clearly from this storm, the danger is now north of US 82, which is right here. For Reform, we'll give you an all clear from this storm. Gordo, this is passing just north of you. It's awfully close, and because it's so close, we'll say for about 10 more minutes if you're in Gordo, you need to stay in a safe place. Now, let's go up to the Haleyville storm. And again, we've called out downtown Haleyville. We're encouraging everybody in that northwestern corner of Winston County to be in a safe place for a possible tornado that is coming right into Bear Creek and Haleyville up in northwest Alabama. This is a storm that came out of Hamilton, and again, it's right here. And notice the new storm. This is a new rotation that's passing north of Hamilton. That's going to be scooting up into the far northern part of Marion County. So as we look at this, we've got one rotation near Bear Creek. We've got one rotation west of Hamilton. These are moving northeast, so this new circulation coming in from Mississippi will be staying north of Hamilton. If you live north of Hamilton, be in a safe place. Not from this storm, from the new storm. In fact, that storm has a history of producing damage near Nettleton, Mississippi. There's a debris ball. Yep, right, it's on the ground. It's got to be. This is a large, violent tornado that is on the ground. And again, this is Corridor X, Interstate 22. The debris ball, or the large tornado, is crossing the interstate right now. The significant tornado impact is 11.5. The tornado impact is almost almost maxed out at 9.7, racing northeast at 63 miles per hour. So again, we've got what could be a large tornado down crossing Interstate 22, and that's going to be passing north of the city of Hamilton. This is Hamilton. This time it's going to stay north of the city, coming up into Franklin County. But if you're in Hackleburg, that could be pretty close to you. So that storm, extremely dangerous. A large tornado could be down right now about 8 to 10 miles west of downtown Hamilton, moving northeast. This will not affect the city of Hamilton. This will affect areas north of Hamilton. So that's the storm there. That's about as wrapped up as they ever get. Let's look at the Haleyville storm. That structure is not as impressive as this, but still, the Haleyville storm at one point looked like that. So again, we've got a secondary rotation right here. And again, clearly the structure on this one is not as great, and it looks like the rotation is going to pass near Bear Creek instead of Haleyville. And the Weather Service maintains tornado warnings for far northeastern Marion counties and up into Lawrence County. So Haleyville, that will be passing just north of you, clipping that northwestern corner of Winston County, which is right here.
And by the same token of how we're asking people to call and make sure people know that tornadoes are happening, there is a half-mile wide tornado on the ground along Highway 157 at Highway 101 near Hatton in Lawrence County. So if you have family that live in Lawrence County up around Moulton and Hatton, call them now. Let them know that there's a large violent tornado on the ground moving across Lawrence County. I know that's out of our television market, but we're trying to save as many folks as we can today because of the nature of these storms.
Let's look at the storm north of Gordo. That thing is... Again, we're watching multiple radar displays, and the radar display that I'm seeing here, it's the delta is over 120 knots on the velocities, which means that this thing more than likely is a very large, violent tornado that is in Pickens County. This thing right here, you're seeing it on your screen now. What that's going to be doing, that's going to be clipping. This is Highway 159 going up to Fayette. That's Highway 171, Northport to Fayette. That's crossing 159. It's about to cross 171. The community of New Lexington is right here. Morris Bridge is right here. Nobody should be on Highway 171 between, let's just say, Northport and Fayette over the next 10 minutes. In fact, that thing is going to be crossing right over Alabama Highway 171 and then ultimately kind of hugging the Tuscaloosa-Fayette County line, and that continues moving northeast. That's going to take it through the point where Tuscaloosa, Fayette, and Walker counties all come together. And Jason, go ahead.
Tornado on the ground in Cullman County. Again, emergency management reported a rain-wrapped tornado near Fairview, moving northeast at about 65 miles per hour. So there's another tornado on the ground near Alabama Highway 69 up in Cullman County. We need you to take cover immediately from Fairview to Bayleton up toward Joppa, Thrasher's Crossroads. If you're in Arab, the Arab area around Strawberry down into northern Blount County, it's a call to action for you as well. I want to move the radar up to that part of the state very quickly because that's very rapidly approaching the Huntsville television market, but we'll pop on the Huntsville Velocity product. You can even see that from Columbus, Mississippi.
The whole thing's wrapped up.
Yeah, but here comes the Velocity product, and look at that. That is an obvious problem in northeast Cullman County. It is now north of Holly Pond. It's right past Fairview. It's past Fairview High School now. It's moving up toward Parkside Elementary, toward the Catfish restaurant there on Highway 69. This might follow 69 right across what we call the four-way up there where there's a gas station. There used to be a little shopping area there. There's a fruit stand. So at the four-way stop at 67 and 69, safe place immediately, City of Arab, Strawberry, Oleander, Scant City again. If you got family up that way, let them know that there's a possibly significant tornado on the ground. Emergency management in Cullman County have reported yet another tornado in northeast Cullman County with that storm, and that one looks just like the ones over in West Alabama.
Yeah, let's go back to the West Alabama storms. And again, these are exiting Cullman, moving up into Marshall and Morgan County. So we're going to hand those off to the Huntsville television market, and we're going to be concerned about the storms on the western side of the state. And you could just pick them out. I mean, you could just pick these things out. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4. Without even looking at the standard reflectivity products, we can see it right there in the velocity products. We've got one storm west of Hamilton that is showing signs of producing a large tornado. It's going to pass north of Hamilton. One clipping that northwestern corner of Winston County that's passing north of Haleyville. We've got a very violent-looking tornado that is near the community of New Lexington, near the Tuscaloosa-Fayette County line. That'll be crossing Highway 43 in a matter of minutes, north of Northside High School, north of Samantha. And then on the Sipsey River, a violent-looking tornado tornado that's on the Greene-Pickens County line. And again, this is the Sipsey River, which separates those two counties. And that large tornado will be coming right up that old Sipsey Swamp, right in through here. And this is between Utah and Aliceville, moving up toward western Tuscaloosa County. So for those of you in places like Romulus and Coker and Buell and Tuscaloosa counties, this is coming toward you. Geiger, a violent circulation right on top of you. And that town was pretty much taken out by a big tornado April 15th. It was an EF3, but Geiger is a very small community, and many of the structures were severely damaged at this point. So we have, again, multiple reports or indications of what could be violent tornadoes across parts of West Alabama. And if we call out your hometown, two things. If you're in that area, don't wait. You go to a safe place. And number two, if you have relatives or family or friends that live there, do me a favor and call them, because we have so many people without power. At one point this morning, 250,000 people in the state had no power. And even now, we've got a whole lot of folks without power, without cell service. Communication is a major problem. That is, if you watched us this morning, that's one of the greatest concerns for this second wave. This is the violent stuff. I know it was horribly violent this morning with 5 fatalities, but this has potential to do even more damage and harm, and is more of a threat to life and property.
Got a ham radio operator in Northport saying you can see a wall cloud and a funnel, but cannot determine for sure if it's on the ground. And a note that Cullman City emergency officials are asking folks to stay out of the city. Just stay out of Cullman. If you don't have anything to do there other than sightsee, please stay out of town and get out of their way. They've got a big problem there.
All right, let's look at the Tuscaloosa Skycam. And again, Jason is working that. Now, what we're doing here, we're looking from the top of the Tuscaloosa County Courthouse, looking back into that storm that is crossing far northwest Tuscaloosa County. We're talking above Brownville, really above Moores Bridge, almost on the Fayette County line. And that's a good 35-mile, distance from that Skycam up to that area of rotation that could be a violent tornado. And it's just going to be hard to see it from this distance. But again, this is a situation where those of you in far north Tuscaloosa County, if you're close to Newtonville or Moores Bridge or north of Samantha or near Samantha, we want you to be in a safe place right now. And again, all of these storms are extremely dangerous today. So that's the storm that is in North Tuscaloosa County that's going to be hugging the Fayette County line, and that will be ultimately moving over into Walker County, maybe affecting the communities of Oakman and Parrish and places like that, and maybe Jasper. These things have a clear northward component of motion today. So let's go back to the radar. Looks like we can't see much coming from that Skycam right now. And again, we're watching for this circulation, very violent circulation now, that's kind of hugging the Fayette-Tuscaloosa County line. It has crossed over Highway 171. It's crossed over Highway 159. It's about to cross over US 43, so nobody should be driving on US 43 between Lake Tuscaloosa and Bankston here. And then that keeps moving northeast, and that's going to take it a little south of Berry. But in Berry, you're close enough perhaps to be impacted by that thing. So again, you took a major hit this morning with major damage in Berry, but that dangerous storm is going to be close to Berry, probably passing a little south of there. It's close enough to go to a safe place, and that is clearly a case where you got to call somebody. You got to pick up the phone and call somebody if you know them there, and then that's going to keep on moving northeast up here into Walker County, perhaps affecting the community of Oakman, which is right here, and just maybe affecting Parrish or Jasper or Cordova. Cordova took a major hit this morning from the storms that happened during the pre-dawn hour. So that's our storm in North Tuscaloosa County. Let's check the storm that's coming up on the Sipsey River, and this is more of a concern for the city of Tuscaloosa. This is a storm that is hugging the county line here of Pickens County and Greene County. Now, if you are in Utah, and again, look at the circulation. We've got 2 circulations on this thing, all right?
Looks like the southern one is really becoming dominant, though.
That thing is spinning like a top, out of control, and that's right over Geiger, a town that was devastated back on April 15th, and they've got this again. This is the northern circulation. We've got these 2 distinct circulations. Both of them have tornado warnings. The northern circulation, that's on the Sipsey River, which is right here. That's kind of coming up toward Jenna and ultimately Romulus and maybe Coker and Buell and maybe parts of Tuscaloosa and Northport. And the second one down here, that's going to be crossing the Tombigbee. This is the Tombigbee. This is where the Sipsey empties into the Tombigbee River, and that'll be crossing the Tombigbee. And let me just say this, we we saw some amazing images back on April 15th of tugboat operators with shots of tornadoes, and they might see the same thing today. And boy, you talk about being in a bad spot. They can't do much if they're out there in the river, but that's going to be crossing the river north of Gainesville and then coming up through northern Greene County, affecting places like West Greene and Union and Pleasant Ridge. So if you live anywhere close to those communities in Greene County, you want to be in a safe place. And again, if you're near the Sipsey River, you want to be in a safe place. So these are the two circulations, one near Geiger in Sumter County, one crossing Highway 14 right at the Sipsey River Bridge on the Pickens-Greene County line. And one or both of these could affect the city of Tuscaloosa, North